They're morons. Here's a couple of my favorite things that happened to me this morning. The carpool lane, which ends at a certain point during my commute and just turns into a regular lane. I don't cross over the divider a lot, unless I have to. But for the most part, I leave it alone. I'm driving down there, and when the lane opens up to the left lane, the car in front of me will go into that left lane and not increase their speed by a fraction of a mile an hour. Why? Why not stay in the lane you're in? Why feel compelled to move over to that left lane and do the exact speed you were doing, now matching another car next to you, instead of me, who will get into that lane and increase my speed by 20 miles an hour at least?
Because they got to make that wall of cars.
Why move?
You got to make the wall of cars so other people can't get around you.
It is infuriating.
Do you high beam or beep?
I was beeping today, and I rarely beep because at that hour there are moves that can be made. Like if someone does that, I'll just go to ass and then sweep around the right because usually it's open. But like I said, today for some reason, a lot of cars on the road on the expressway. Now, this is a common thing on the Long Island Expressway. Any cops listening, any highway out there, the main people you should be pulling over on the Long Island Expressway, and I know some people from the satellite audience are not going to enjoy hearing this because there's a lot of truckers. Are you mother F truck drivers driving your gravel and dirt without a cover on it? I was pelted this morning like people were taking handfuls of sand and rocks and throwing it at my windshield. You hear like you're in a rainstorm, but it's dirt and rocks because some idiot redneck jackass doesn't want to cover his load.
His
and the
dirt
wind,
load.
He's doing 60, so the wind is just blowing this out. That's one thing. I hate him. I wish a jackknife. I wish for his bloody death. I wish for his wife to get the news that he's been slaughtered on a highway somewhere. That's just for him. But I'm not even as mad at him as I am as the morons that are getting pelted also and won't pass the truck. They'll sit in this rock wake and get pelted and not let anyone else pass because either they're afraid to pass them, they think more rocks are going to fall off the side. Get past the problem. That's the number one thing to do on the roads. Get yourself past the problem as quickly as possible.
Well, they're afraid the truck's going to come in the lane and crush them against the divider.
I wish they would. Oh, do I wish a fiery wreck would happen like that. Dirt, tons of dirt, kill family of 5. That's what I want to see. Because idiot dad didn't want to pass the truck. So I'm just sitting there like I'm going through a meteor storm. It's like... My heat shield was heating up.
It is amazing when you're in that situation and you're thinking to yourself, the trucker thought it was okay to just drive with this stuff flying out of the back.
And dude, they know they're doing it. They know they're doing it.
You ever get behind a garbage truck and it's just
crap is flying out?
Papers. And
that's funny when papers and
doll parts and little tricycles.
A few tomatoes flying out. And they're just cruising. They don't care.
It's a smorgasbord of stuff heading toward your windshield.
The expressway is the worst road for these trucks, and I don't understand how they can drive without the cover pulled over the top. And even with the cover, you're getting a little bit, but at least that's all they could do. I understand dirt has to get from point A to point B. Wherever you're going, I'm sure there's no dirt there. So they got to ship in dirt. But at least some companies or drivers try to cover it up. There are guys, though, it's a mountain. It was a mountain stacked higher than the bed of the truck that is now like a windblown sand dune on the Sahara.
Well, they just want to spread it out evenly.
Yeah, thanks. Just pelting. And when I traded in my last vehicle, the windshield was pockmarked. I put on my wipers, and it was just this smeared mess because there are holes in your windshield from these idiots. So I had to deal with that. And then I get into Manhattan, and now you got to deal with the cab drivers. And I'm sorry if I'm going off on this, but I got to get it off my chest. There's a bus lane only. It's the far right.
Right, go ahead.
And then there's 2 lanes of traffic, like I said, on 57th. 1 lane is now closed. It's down to 1 lane. Now there's savages in the cabs, about 6 cars deep at the light. I know how these lights are timed. I do this every day. I got to jump off of some of these lights to make the next light. So I go into the bus lane, and I notice a cab is in the bus lane, 1 cab, and then a line of cars. So I get behind the cab going, all right, this guy's strategy is my strategy. Jump on it, get past this line of cars to make the light. But in my head, I know. Oh, in my head, I know. This idiot ain't going to move. He went through the trouble of getting into the bus lane, which it's there for this purpose. In the morning. In the afternoon, I guess buses use it. I don't know. I don't care.
Or a little later in the morning.
Yeah. So the light turns green. He barely moves. And now he's stuck next to all these other vehicles, as am I now because I'm behind him, and no one's letting him in. So I cut over to the left lane and won't let him in and beep and flip him the bird. Now I get to the next light and I got to do the same thing. Now I'm head of the line on the bus lane and I see the cab next to me now in the left lane. He's gunning up. He's like pulling this move at a drag strip. He thinks he's going to, do what he did to the cab on the last thing. Block me. No, I step on it. The wheels screech. I'm driving an Escalade and I smoke the tires. I get around him for a daily news truck to pull out in front of me as I'm tooling down 57th. Pulls right out in front of me. I zip around him. I have about 50 feet to go before I pull over and park and cut him off and jam on my brakes. I hear his brakes. He is livid.
Just screeching.
He's livid. I get out of my car. I slam the door. I lock it. I look at him, and I spit right in front of his truck. I'm getting into Jimmy's habit here. I looked right at his windshield, and I went, "Puh." I spit at him. Poe's like, "Anthony, you came out of nowhere. What happened?" So I did explain to him that I was very angry with my commute this morning. Very angry. It's day 1. Day 1 of the commute in with this goddamn United Nations crap.
Leaders from all over the world in Manhattan this week.
Yeah, with their police escorts.
Yeah. Staying in our fine hotels and eating at the best restaurants, and then speaking somewhere and yelling and screaming how awful America is. It's just amazing. They should, like you. Oh. You came up with it years ago. They should move the UN into the middle of a cornfield or
Nebraska. I got a field they can move it into. That one where they cut the swastika in. Move there.
Oh, they'd feel at home there.
Yeah.
Some of these leaders.
I speak reasonably. I'm a reasonable man out there on the road. All I want to do is I want people out of my way because I'm probably going to go faster than you.
All right. They want more sounds on the show.
One on the brake and 2 on the gas. Hey! And there's no one driving that ant can't pass, no. Well, he drives too fast on the LIE. His hot red and white Ford Shelby GT 500. He might speed up to 125. Agent Bob even thinks he won't stay alive. Meadowbrook Parkway, glass of wine, and can't drive 105.
There you go. Jim in Pennsylvania, what's going on? You just got Ant's attention there.
Hi, Jim.
All right there, Ant. Wah, I can't get to work on time. Wah, they won't get out of my way. I'm driving a 2000 Plymouth Neon 2.5 hours into Manhattan. And to make $60,000 a year. You're complaining in your Cadillac Escalade? Are you kidding or what?
It's not the fact that he has a Cadillac
jackass.
Escalade that he's complaining about.
I was just like this when I made $29,000 a year driving an Apollo air conditioning van. It has nothing to do with how much you make or where you're going. People got to understand the rules of the road.
Listen, I agree with you. Get out of the way. But listen, it's a lot of worse off than you, my man.
I understand that. I made something of myself. Curse me for it. What do you want me to do? I worked like an animal for more years than I had this job.
All right, well.
Jesus. Oh, get all mad at me because I got a job I enjoy now. I still don't enjoy driving on the road with asses, probably like Jim. Get out of my way, Jim.
Well, listen, at least when you get to work, you got Mr. Poe parking your car for you.
Yeah, exactly. I can't drive that extra block.
All right, guys, have a good day.
I guess it does sound a little stupid at times, but
No, believe me, it has nothing to do with where you're going or anything.
Or what job you're getting to.
What job you're getting to. It's the people on the road. It's the point A to point B.
I think everyone can relate to that. No matter what you do for a living, no matter how much you make for a living, no matter what you drive.
It's human nature. You want people out of your way. Just why are they using the left lane, Opie? Why are they even in there?
Because it's there.
Yeah. It's there to match the speed of the guy next to you in the middle lane and sit there oblivious if there's a parade behind you. I've seen the cars. There's 12 cars behind a car in the left lane, and they have nobody in front of them. Do they look in the rearview mirror? I want to know what goes through people's heads. Do they see that there's 12 cars behind them, all piled up? Do they see that no one is in front of them? Do they understand they're blocking people and they're a problem?
They don't understand how the lanes work.
I guess
that's
not.
the problem. They just see 2, 3, 4 lanes and they just assume they are all equal.
They're all equal. They're not. Get out of the way.
The one on the far left is for the ones that want to speed.
And they'll sit there and then get home and go, people drive like maniacs. They're on my butt all the time. They tailgate. They look at me when they pass me. They're beeping.
They have no clue they're the problem.
Why do you think they're doing that, you